Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is MeyAroyo and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And why am I wearing sunglasses? Yeah, filming from the outside is nice. And obviously not this entire video is going to be from the outside, because if you've seen the title of today's video, it's all about how to make and sell printable word puzzle, like word search games for kids. It's a really big rising trend on Etsy as well as on Shopify, as well as pretty much anywhere. I think the biggest spike in that trend was during COVID, at the first stages of COVID, because people were constantly looking for ways to keep their kids occupied at home. And not just occupied, but occupied, doing something that is sort of educational, that develops their mind. And I think that word search games really apply to that, especially if you organize them well, especially if you keep the words hidden well and do these kind of tricks where people think they found the word, but it's not the actual word because one letter is kind of missing. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you to my computer and I'm going to show you two different ways to create PDFs of word search games. The first one is actually going to be using Google Drive. So I went into Google Drive and opened a new document. I'm sort of creating this chart, this table, and fixing everything there, and then basically filming my screen and then moving it onto Canva to place it on an A4 paper. You can also use US letter size. I think it depends on where your market's coming from. With most of my designs, I always used A4, and I told everyone that's like all my clients use A4. You can also do both, just to keep all the bases covered. And the second thing is going to be directly on Canva, using just Canva by basically just creating squares and putting letters in them. And it's going to be super, super fun. And what I like about this tutorial, what I like about this system, is that a lot of these things are just about your imagination, because I've seen people who try to sell word search games and they fail. And they have like this really, really boring page, like a really boring page, a really simple one, and they're selling it as a singular. But if you're making it like a printable book, if you're combining it either with other search games, like other word search games, or if you're combining it with other word puzzles, as well as even making like a full book, just, few word searches, few Sudoku, few like these things for kids, and make a printable book, like a printable educational activity book from it, then you can really go a long way. And I'm just gonna stop chit-chatting now, and we're gonna go to my computer and have fun creating two different word search games. One is gonna be actually black and white, because some people prefer that one. The other one is gonna be with a touch of color. And after we're done making these two different word search games on my computer, we're also gonna mock up them especially for Etsy, and then get back to me and talk a bit more about where you can sell them if you don't want to sell them on Etsy, because there are a lot of other options to sell your printables and digital downloads, to really make a concept store of it and to really, make a true business from it. And that's gonna be after my computer. But before that, well, it's computer time, so let's go to my computer and have fun creating two different word search games and mockups for Etsy. So we are here at Canva, where all good printable things start. And I'm going to start with an A4 document. Obviously, you can design this on a US letterhead size. It's not a problem. It depends on where your target market is. I prefer to do it on A4 because my printer is on A4 and I kind of like it. And we have two ways of basically creating a table, because that's what we're going to need if we want to do a word search game. And one of the ways that I like to use sometimes is to create the table using basically the Google Docs. You can also do it with Word. You can do it with basically anything that allows you to create a tablet. And what I'm going to do here is create my table. And I'm thinking I want to do it like an even table, or maybe like a longer one, because the page is long. So 10 by 13 would be nice. I'm going to select all of these. Right click for table properties, make sure that the cell alignment is in the middle, that the table alignment is centered, and I think the column width, if I'm not mistaken, was 0.4 inches, and the cell padding was 0.2. And that would give me this. Let's just fill in the rows just to get what I need. And what I need to do is select all of my chart like this, make sure that the text is centered. And now I'm probably going to work on table properties some more, because I want it to be wider a bit. So the column width is going to be 0.6. Let's see how that looks. That looks splendid. And to make a word search, it's not really that hard. All you have to do is, well, let's just delete these wonderful things. And I'm trying to think what to get this word search puzzle to be about. And I'm trying to think maybe, if it's going to be for kids or for adults, maybe I'll do it like on a summertime, on like going back to school. Let's do a back to school one. So what do we have when we need to go to school? we have a notebook and we have a classroom. Where am I going to put a classroom? Let's see if classroom fits here. We have school, and school we can actually use one of these to combine them with. And we also have a teacher, and the teacher is going to be here. What more do we have in school? We have pencils. So let's just do this one here. And all of these obviously you also have to write them down so you won't forget what you have here. So we have classroom, pencils, notebook, school, teacher. You can also add lunchbox to the mix. And what I also like to do is to write some of the words, but not write them all the way so that people will get confused. So for example, like penvils instead of pencils, and then we have the notebook, so we can do something like this. Like this to get people confused. You can also have the word calculator. And where will we put it? Let's see where our calculator can fit. I think at the bottom, just exactly at the bottom. We can also write down student. You know what? Let's do a little bit of classes. So we have math, we have gym, we have science. So let's go with science. This is the longest one, the longer one. Let's try and see where we can fit science. I reckon we can fit it here. We can fit science in here. And then we have math and gym. Let's see if something matches up with math and gym. Obviously, if you plan this better in advance, you can create a really like a much better word search puzzle than what I'm doing now, with words actually like always corresponding with each other. Not as basic as the one that I did, but let's just make it simple. Let's put math here and gym here, and I'm done with this for now. I mean, there are so many things that we can put in longer. Let me see if I have any room for them. Maybe I'll move the gym up here, and here I can insert folder and also write it down for myself here. And what I'm doing with this system, what I'm doing when I'm creating this like this, even though I'm not thinking maybe I can remove one of the lines. Now, all the lines aren't necessary. What I'm going to do with this is basically screenshot this and take it to Canva. So if I'm looking at this way, I need to minimize it just a bit more to have everything in the line of sight. And let's just fill in some random letters. And once everything is filled, I'm going to put the marker here. And I don't know what laptop you have. I have a Mac, so I'm just going to screenshot this particular segment. I'm just going to crop it. And the minute the file is created, I'm going to go to Canva and upload it as one of my files. Now, this is just the first way to have like a really quick word search game here. And obviously what we're also going to need is to take these words here and open up Canva, open up text, just copy all of them, change the font a bit. Ooh, I want to see if I can reduce the all caps that I've done. No, this was written in all caps, so I have very little control over it. Let me just rephrase those quickly. So one of the things that we have here basically is a very simple word search, and it's a black and white one. I do know that a lot of people like something more fancy, something more pretty, I think. However, you have to remember that some people would prefer a black and white, something that isn't so, I don't know, so complex in a way, because then they can just print it in their printer without using any color, without using any paint. So I do know that a lot of people would prefer, you know, a black and white, just a simple one. And I'm just gonna center this one in the middle, center this in the middle, take this line, write down back to school word search. I can make it big, I can make it small, and I can also add elements. I know that some people add the elements that belong to the word search game, and now that I'm looking at this font, I don't like it. It doesn't look good with our design. Let's do the coming soon one. I think it's more native to actually, going back to school. And you can also add a line at the bottom here, that this was purchased from your Etsy store or from your Shopify store or from your PayHip account. So we can sell these on multiple platforms, and you can basically create this to anything. So for example, if I want to create a new one that is not a back to school, that I want to create like something for summertime, then I would just write summertime here, change the words here, go back here, change all the words to fit summertime, and then do the exact same process and place it here and basically create this like word search sort of like book that is all black and white. There are also other things that people do, for example, like coloring elements, which you can find by typing in outline usually. So for example, if I'm looking at outline graphics and I'm trying to get like just the free ones so that even if you don't have Canva Pro, you can still use them, and then just put some of the butterflies in. Obviously, these are better if you actually have the word search game to talk about butterflies and flowers and nature and stuff like that, which is, I'm thinking, what we're going to do now. I'm trying to think about a word search game for like food or for something of the ocean or for cute animals. Let's do animals one. And when we're going to do the animals one, we're not going to use this. We're going to do it a bit differently, not using Word or not using, what I was using with Google Pages or Google Sheets, but with just Canva. So let's just type in square, because that's basically what we need. And with this square, I'm also going to take a piece of text, make sure to hit that caps lock button so that everything comes off big, and choose a better font for this. I'm thinking about using Gabriella, it's a really cute one, or just using the coming soon as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this A and I'm going to put it in the center of this box, maybe make it a tiny bit bigger, and it's in the center of this box, and I'm going to group this square and the A together and then minimize it, place it in here, copy paste it, and I don't know if you can see, but there are these alignment lines in the purple that tell me that everything is centered. So I'm just going to do it all this row, center everything, and then take all of these, center them as well. I'm thinking maybe to add another one though. Yep, let's grab all of these, center them, and then copy paste the entire row. And I'm thinking this one, let's make it something a bit more fun. So what I have here is my table, my chart, and then I'm going to grab this over here and do, for example, we're talking about animal word search, and our animals are, let's think about what animals do we want for our word search. So we want butterfly, dog, cat, elephant, bee. It's a small word. We like small words. They always seem to fit. I want a llama, an owl, a sloth, and I want a unicorn. I don't care if it's not an animal. I want a unicorn here. I want a bird. I want a panda, a lion, and a horse. Let's see if we can fit all of them here. And now that we're done with this, let's give ourselves back this nice little look here. And what we can do with this thing here is several things. One, we can select everything here and change our table to be transparent. So basically what we have is this, which is a lot more easier for some people, as well as add some of these actual animals. So let's just type in animals. and we have the graphics here, the free graphics. So we can just add some of them. We don't have to add all of them. We can just add some of them down and just like put some of the animals here on the side to sort of like look at us. You can even just do it like this. And you can also style the entire design to basically fit it. You can use different fonts to make it more playful, to make it more fun. I really love this one. Forgot its name. It's one of the fonts that I got from Creative Fabrica when we did the t-shirt tutorials. So I really do love this one. I think that it will make a nice little addition here. And this would be another word search game along with this one. And once you're done, whether you're selling like one of them or you're selling a full collage or a full book of them, what you have to do is download them. The first one we have is Back to School Black and White Word Search, and we're going to download it as a PDF print, just that one. Obviously, if it's going to be a full like book of them, like a printable book of word searches, you download all of them together. And the second one, Animal Word Search in pink, and we're also going to download just that one in PDF. But the most important part is we're going to download both of them as JPGs because we need them for mockups. Once it's downloaded, let's expand this. And there are so many ways that we can create mockups and like basically create our Etsy photos. If you're talking about getting something for Etsy, having these dimensions on an Etsy store, which are, if I'm not mistaken, 25, 45 by 20, 20. And we're going to quickly go here, grab our 2 pages. And there are so many ways where you can mock up things for Etsy, where you can display them, but I like to think of it as a simple thing. The first thing I like to do if we're talking about anything for kids is to find sort of like a photo frame that I can use, like a grid. I'm trying to see if I can find them. Like Canva keeps on changing what they have. Like they keep on changing the style of how they present things. So let's just find a nice little frame. I want to have something that sort of like comes from the side here, something that covers half the screen or something like that. I think maybe I can try this thing. Looks kind of weird. I hope that when I'm done with it, you'll understand why I'm doing it and it won't just look weird. And now what I'm going to look for, let's try maybe another one, just to have another one already open here, just in case that one doesn't look good. Oh, this one. This one is really, really good for me, I think. And what I'm going to do now is go to photos and type in mom and son, for example. Or if I want to have like kids or something like that, let's check out the free ones. And we can put a photo of them here or here. This one doesn't look good. I was right to get another one. And let's just move it like this. And they could be here on the side. And everything I'm doing now is something that you should be doing based on the designs that you have in your store, based on the colors, like the color schemes that you have, your logo, however it is that you're styling your store. But what I can do here is basically take this one, make it somewhat bigger, place it in the center, and position it back like this so people cannot actually use it. Click on Effects because I want to have a bit of a shadow to it and apply. And what I can do with this one is make it smaller a bit. Maybe let's make this one a bit smaller as well. And I kind of want this to be over it because I don't want people to be able to just download this, like to just look at what you design and just steal it away. I'm trying to find a way to do it like in a beautiful way. But what I have here is this, and I can just grab a piece of text from our other design. Let's just grab this. If this is like the title or the fonts that you're using, you can just grab this here, write this down in black or in white. Actually, I think also white would look good with this thing. But we can write down something else. I'm thinking about a different font maybe. Let's just write down here, printable word search game for kids. This will be one of our mockups. We can also just use this one, for example, just this. Let's make a different background. Let's just go to backgrounds, find something simple. I like the geometric patterns that they have. Maybe something like this. And something simple. And of course, it's all about having this consistently throughout your entire shop and then like the entire design thing to have the same concept with everything. Go to Effects, give it a bit of a shadow. Let's edit our shadow. And what we can have here is, let's go to photos or elements. We have the mom and son. Let's find a kid. Let's do a child playing. Let's do graphics. You have a bunch of kids sitting around here. Yeah, this background is so not working for me, guys. So not working for me. Maybe I need something a bit gray or white. Maybe something joyful or playful, I guess. This looks kind of nice, I think. And we have like back to school word search. We have these kids here. You put them on the other side just to make sure that no one can use it, because once we have these kids on top of this, no one can actually, you know, just take it away from you guys. We can write down here, word search game for kids, back to school theme. And another thing that I kind of like doing is just grab a circle, grab another one, make the other one a bit smaller, color it in white. Let's center these together. Let's glue these together, these two together. No, let's make this one a bit smaller, group them together, put them here, and here we can write down digital download. For example, doesn't really come off looking good as I expected it to, but we can put this one here. This one can be in the center. The digital download is above it. The kids will be here on the side. I really do need a different background. I know that sometimes like I get comments like, how are you so creative? How are you always making like nice and beautiful things? That's the thing I don't. So many tutorials I'm trying to do, I get like stuck, feeling uncreative, feeling like what I'm doing isn't pretty. So I hope that you understand that like creating of anything is a process, even for me. Like for anyone, it's a process. And I don't know if I like it even. Like I'm looking at this now and I kind of feel like, what did I just create? Why? Why did I make it look like this? It doesn't look good. But this is what I made today. So digital download, you can go ahead and elaborate on different things. And you know, the best way to get this idea is to go here and do like printable word search games for kids or printable word puzzles. And you can see what people are typing in, how they're showing their mockups. I wouldn't use it this way because, you know, I could just, you know, open this in a new window and I can just download this and use it as is. I wouldn't use it without any kind of protection on it, without any kind of logo on it, with nothing on it. But you do have something really cute here. You have another photo for like enjoy a 20% off when you buy 3 items. So it's a photo about a sale. And you also have like certain different features with answers included, with like answers is included, instant download, you cannot edit the file. You have this that did a really good job with it. Just adding a frame looks really good. And they made a really good job showing it. So two sizes are included. One where you can just crop it and it's smaller, and one that is like this. And they also gave it like a different types of mockups based on the theme. And this is just something super simple and super basic that you guys can do that doesn't take a lot of your time and can make a really nice concept store or an addition to the store that you have. With that being said, let's get back to me, talk a bit more about where you could be selling these word search games and what kind of store you can make from it, and maybe even like a potential full business just from these games for kids. And we're back to me, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I had a blast making it. It's actually kind of cute, and I think that every time I'm making these like printables how to make and sell tutorials, it's always like, oh, I should make a store about that. I think it's one of the reasons why my Etsy store still doesn't have like a theme of products, because I keep changing my mind from printable greeting cards, printable stationaries, you know, doing all kinds of printable wall art and printable games for kids. But printable games for kids, I think, is something more up my alley because it's more fun. And of course, there is the printable coloring page project that I'm still working on for pdfcoloring.com, that I'm going to be doing it with PayHip. And that leads me to the main thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I know that a lot of people are always thinking that, you know, to enter like the printable games, like if you want to sell printables or digital downloads of any kind, then you have so much competition on Etsy. And the thing is that you don't have to be doing it on Etsy. You could also be doing it with your own shop on Shopify or using WooCommerce, which is WordPress, or you can do it on PayHip. And we've had several tutorials where I mentioned PayHip in this channel, as well as a full-on tutorial about how to use PayHip. It's a free service that allows you to set up your own shop for digital downloads. They pay you with PayPal, and it's really kind of cool. The only downside I see to it is the fact that you don't get your own domain. You kind of get like their own subdomain with them, but you have a blogging option as well as a freebies option built into each and every one of your listings. You also get on top of the freebies option where people just go in and they can download like one page out of the PDF just, you know, to test it out. You also get the option for instant discount when people share this on social media. So for example, if someone goes into your PayHip store and you're selling something like you're selling a printable coloring book or a printable educational word search book for kids, and if you're selling that for, let's say, $10, you can make a discount for 20% off if someone shares it on Facebook. And if they share it on Facebook, they automatically get this discount, which gets the word out about your store. And it's just fun, you know? I think that when people think about sharing something, they don't really share anymore the things that they buy, not as much as they used to do before. But if it's for a discount, people will do it. And this is one of the main reasons why I'm addicted to PayHip and why I'm gonna do my coloring book project with PayHip instead of Shopify or Etsy. And there is so much win here. I'm losing my mind. These type of concept stores can be just like that. They can be concept stores. You can make full stores just about word search games. You can make one page printable in your store, but obviously sort of create a discount. So if you are listing this on Etsy or Shopify or PayHip, make sure that if you're selling these by page, that you'll give a discount. Let's say 30% off for someone who purchases 4 pages or more. And you can also combine them with different things. You can have a store that's just for printable educational games or even printable games for adults. And then, you know, you have the section for the word search games, and then you have the section for Sudoku and the section for all kinds of crossword puzzles or like math tricks and word games. And I think that it also relates to what we talked about in the last Make and Sell Printables video, which was about how to make and sell printable flashcards. Because you can also combine flashcards with that because they're also an educational tool. And now that I'm saying it, I really want to open an educational store on Etsy. This really gets me going. And I think that it's all about like what you want to do with it and how you take it on, and sort of like finding the concept of what does your store do to the world instead of making you money. I had a blast making this video, but it's done. And I'm going to see you guys again in 2 days on the 23rd of the month with Halloween design ideas. So it's going to be a huge design with me tutorial for Halloween for printables and for print on demand. And it's going to be super, super fun. Following that on the 26th, yes, I don't remember my schedule. I have to look at my notebook. So following that on the 26th, we have another design with me tutorial, which is all about dinosaurs. Because apparently they're super trending on print on demand as well as on printables. I'm still not sure what I want to do. I think I want to design some baby onesies with dinosaurs, maybe like one of those like Dino Mom and Dino Dad t-shirts. And I'm sure going to make a huge pattern. I'm going to make a pattern. I'm going to go into Creative Fabrica and see what they have. By the way, for the viewers of this channel, you're getting 30% off lifetime discounts on Creative Fabrica with their print on demand license, which is super, super cool. And there's a link to that, obviously, down below. Following these 2 Design With Me tutorials, I hope that you like these Design With Me videos. I mean, I know that a lot of people have requested them, so I'm doing them a lot more this month. But following that on the 28th, we're going to have Darling in this channel again, talking about the importance of video ads for print on demand, for dropshipping, for Amazons, for pretty much anything. And she's going to be talking about how she makes these video ads. And you can either follow her footsteps and, you know, try to do them yourselves, or just hire Darling because she's for hire on Fiverr. And if you don't know who Darling is, you haven't watched my 6 months on YouTube video, and you can go ahead and check it out. I will leave a link to that as well down below. On the 29th, we're having another special video, something really cool to do with Canva, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's a secret. And I am actually adding one more video to the mix for this month on the 31st because you guys asked so nicely, which is how to make videos for Etsy listings. We're going to talk about several systems where you can use these videos, even if you don't have the actual product, and it's going to be super, super fun. With that being said, that is it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!